The future of nearly 7,000 candidates who failed the 2024 Uganda Certificate of Education exams under the revised lower secondary curriculum remains uncertain, as the government is yet to outline a clear plan for them. Out of the 357,120 candidates who sat for the exams, 350,146 passed, while 6,974 did not attain Result 1, the minimum qualification required to receive a UCE certificate and transcript.
Thank you very much for leading.
Candidates who received a Result 2 or Result 3 do not qualify for a UCE certificate. Result 2 is awarded to students who either missed compulsory subjects, sat for fewer than 8 subjects, or had no project work scores. Result 3 is given to those who scored an E in all 8 subjects. An E means that the candidate demonstrated below the basic competence level and struggled to apply acquired knowledge and skills in real-life situations. With continuous assessment contributing 20% of a student's final score, there are concerns about how candidates who wish to retake the exams will proceed. Questions remain on whether they will be required to restart from Senior 1 or simply retake the failed subjects. Yesterday, the Ministry of Education and Sports had no clear plan on how these learners will be accommodated.
But for us in education, we are the learning friends. We are continually learning, adjusting and improving. So we are going to consider some of these things that are coming up now as a result of continuous assessment versus final, and we shall come up with a policy or a guideline.
Some education experts have criticized the lack of a structured approach for candidates who did not pass despite the new curriculum being in place for 4 years. The Uganda National Teachers Union argues that since students were continuously assessed over the 4 years and earned continuous assessment marks, they should only be required to retake the final end of cycle examinations they failed.
Yes, but the essence of continuous assessment is that it is progression. So by the time you say now this one is promoted from one level to another, it means according to the continuous assessment, this student qualifies to move. So at any one point you fail, then the correction should be at that point.
Since there is continuous assessment, somebody has been assessed from Senior 1 to Senior 4 to come up with this 20% that is for continuous assessment. Maybe if they did qualify and they have that record of continuous assessment, maybe that could be kept such that all they repeat are these end of cycle exams.
Educationists warn that requiring students to repeat from Senior 1 could lead to higher dropout rates.
Because most of those you tell you are going to go back and you are going to do all the exams, some of them will say to hell.
But you cannot return a student from S1 then to S4. It should be expensive, though, as you know, our parents are poor. They cannot afford that expense.
With the removal of divisions and aggregates from the grading system, uncertainty also lingers over how student selection for further education will be conducted. Many secondary schools previously relied on these rankings to determine admission to Senior 5. Despite this, experts predict that competition will remain high, with top schools favoring candidates who scored A grades, which means exceptional performance.
We come up and say, for us, we shall take you only when you have a combination where you have A. Others may relax and say at least you must have 2 A's and a B.
The grading system helps is that it has this description of the levels of performance where each child is.
As stakeholders await clear guidance from the Ministry of Education, thousands of students remain in limbo, unsure of their next steps. Nobat at Kunda, NTV News.